There's more to it. What are you thinking of? What's the more to it in that leadership that you're thinking about in there?
Yeah, the biggest leadership kind of idea that's ever resonated with me is from John C. Maxwell, the
Mm,
four levels of leadership. He says the first level of leadership is that you're going to do it because you have to. I outrank you or I'm your boss. The second level of leadership is you're going to listen to me because I'm really good at it. So I may be the top sales rep, and you're going to listen to me because, oh, he's the top sales rep. So if I listen to him, he probably knows. The third level of leadership is once I become a teacher. So if I teach you something, if I teach you how to sell, if I teach you how to install a standing seam metal roof, you're going to be forever looking at me as a leader because I've taught you something that now you can go out and earn more money or you can go out and do it. And so that's the third level of leadership. And then the fourth level that I challenge all my leaders to, and I challenge myself to, is following somebody because of what they embody or who they are.
mm,
And you look up to them as more than just your profession of, are they the first person into the office? Are they, talking about physical fitness and being physical fit? Are they, talking about nutrition and eating nutrition as well? Are they doing what they say they're doing? And once people start looking to you as a leader because of what you embody, that's when you are truly at the pinnacle of leadership. And that's when you can really help people begin changing their lives. And that's what we try to do here is one of the things I tell when people come into the company is if you're looking for a job, this isn't the place for you. If you're looking for an
mm.
opportunity, this is the place for you because this is what we're doing is it's so much more than just a job because we have leaders that are embodying, real personal development and really changing lives.
Yeah. How that like how do you bring someone through those levels? How because you're going to bring people in that are at a higher level that have the ability to execute on that, but are you also saying, man, you could start here because you said the opportunity, right? Like you could start here and our goal is to bring you to here. What's your thoughts on bringing someone from they could do a task or they maybe, they're doing something because they're being told to do it, to
Mhm.
making those decisions, to being able to be a leader that other people want to follow.
Yeah, it really just. Well, I mean, we do leadership training. We have a book of the month every month, so that's something that's really big in the company. One of the other things that I do is I reserve an hour a week for anybody in the company if they want one-on-one training. We
Mm,
have over 50 employees now, I think, but I always have an hour in two 30-minute blocks. That if anybody wants, relationship advice, fitness advice, leadership training, sales training, anything you want in the world, I always have that hour open. And then we have scheduled leadership trainings throughout the week and other trainings. But the biggest thing is also teaching people just how to think differently. And
mm,
one of the big aspects within my company that we always talk about is even on day one, you never should bring just a question. So a good example, let's say you're a sales guy and you want this person's going to buy a roof and they have a second home and they're like, hey, this first roof's 20 grand, this other roof's 20 grand. There's two ways to come to your sales manager and ask if you can do a discount. The first one is, hey, I got these two roofs. They're both 20,000. How much can I discount it if he does both of them?
mm,
That's one way. Or you can say, hey, I got a $20,000 roof, $20,000 roof. He wants to package them together. Can I give a $1,500 discount? And then I might say, no, that's too much, do 1,000. Or no, I'd give a $2,000 discount. But if you try to come up with a solution first, and whether it's sales or production, even if it's this homeowner's upset, I think we should maybe get them a $200 gift card versus this homeowner's upset, what should we do? That forces you to start thinking through your ideas, and then you just refine your ideas, but you've learned how to think instead of just every time, because the brain's, it's a muscle, it's reps. It's just like going to the gym, it's reps. And so if every time you have a problem, it's just call my supervisor, that's what you default to. But if every time you have a problem, it's think through it and then present a solution, takes pressure off the supervisor and starts making you more of a problem solver.
I have a friend, Nick Kramer. He has he's a Facebook or a Google Ads expert that he has a Google Ads agency that he does the same thing. And it's like, I started doing it too. And it's like, yeah, bring me, like, don't come with a question, come with a couple of options of, hey, I thought through it. I have this option or this option. Which way do you think we should go here? Right. Like that level that I think that to me in training people is is extremely impactful because people never like it doesn't soak in if they have Google to go to all the time, right? You're the Google of your business, right? That's just
Yep.
search for, in Cody's office, right? Like,
Exactly.
right? Like search for answer by calling Cody, right? Like if you have that in your business. So that's a big aha moment, I think, for people listening. Like if you do this, set this up with your team. No one gets to ask you a question.
Yep.
Your team
100%.
is only allowed to present you solutions.
Yep.
You get to then coach them on which solution may be better, and you may be able to bring up other ideas that they hadn't thought of.
Yep.
But if they're just bringing you a question and you're answering it, man, we don't learn that way.
Yep. And the other thing too is if you kind of think about it, if they bring you that solution and it's 90% right, then all we got to do is coach that last 10%. And so when I give you that little bit of coaching, you're going to retain 10%, right? But if you bring me just a question and I tell you the whole thought process and I tell you 100%, that's a lot to try to retain. And then the next time you're like, well, I only remember 60% of what he told me, so I'm just going to ask the question again because I'm not confident. Versus, you already had 90% figured out. I only gave you the last 10% or as just a little course correction. And then you go, oh, now I know why that course correction. Next time, then I'll be able to just do it. And so it really helps people level up a lot quicker.
Another thing I think we forget about as entrepreneurs or business owners or as high level managers is that it took us a lot of failures to get to the knowledge level that we have, right? Like it took a lot, man. And like all of those doors you knocked, all of the jobs that you've been on, every roof that you've inspected, there's so much data that we just overlook.
Yep.
You're a big fitness guy, right? Like there's like the way that you do an exercise or a specific lift or something, you're not going to do it perfect. But over time, you're like now you go in the gym and you're doing your cleans and you're doing your stuff and it's just like your form is like you never learned it. But there was a time when you learned it. I talk to my kids about this all the time. Like you didn't know how to walk out at a point in time in your life. You understand that, right? Like you didn't know how to walk. Like we have, like there's this path. There's a lot of learning that goes on, right? Like so, it's this and we need that grace to our team, maybe, right? Sometimes we need that grace to our team that they haven't went through all of those losses, right? All of the lessons along the way. But we can help them create a processing system, maybe, right? Maybe that's a good way to put it. It's like we're installing a processing system in them. So that kind of
leads. If you put
go
maybe
for
some
it.
bumpers up too, it can. That's what we found success with. Is let's say you're a project manager. Maybe your first 60 days on the job, you're allowed to do up to $250 gift card without asking for permission after the fact. So go solve the problem, make the homeowner happy. And then it's, the first time there's one nail in the yard and they go get a $250 gift card and get to the homeowner. I'm like, hey, there's only one nail in the yard. You could have just said, I'm sorry, and done an extra cleanup. You didn't have to get the gift card, but we're only out $250 and at least you have the confidence to make that decision. And then they've been here 6 months. Now you get a $500, credit limit, and so now you can go get a $500 gift card if we really mess up or whatever it is, those are just kind of examples, but you give them those little bumpers that, they can come out and make a decision. And if they make the wrong decision, great. We're only out a couple $100, but at least you're in the mindset of making decisions. Cause a lot of people, when they come from other employers, they just ask you to be an employee, like just do exactly what you say. Don't, if I tell you to type the letter A, write the letter A, don't think outside that box. And that's where we've, been different. And that's what has, I think, helped us scale and helped us maintain that quality as we scaled, because people don't have that in the box mindset within the company.